Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 4 crazy rescue dogs, and a rescue cat who likes to craft in her spare time. If you are new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message. It boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could use that. And if you are a returning friend, you already know the crazy you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Holy cow. Holy cow. That's all I can say about last week. We have been busy. So much to share with you. Oh my God. So most of you know I own my own law firm, and I sometimes struggle. And I have been, but with the grace of God, I do have a strong faith. I don't usually talk about that on here, and I'm not going to talk about that now. Just know that I do have a strong sense of faith, and I do credit a lot of this to working my ass off in prayer. And so we have been doing remarkable at the firm as far as growth and keeping up with billing and all of that, right? And I have an amazing office manager who has just been a godsend. And we are growing and keeping up with trajectories. We're still on track to at least come very close, if not make or beat, the goal that I set by pulling a crazy number out of my butt, essentially, at the end of last year. There was no reason to ever think that me by myself would make it, when several years ago, when I had a partner, we couldn't even make this goal. And to think that I am going to be able to probably hit it as a solo person is just fantastic. Now, it is for billable hours. So now the second part of that goal, which I didn't put in writing, is to be able to collect all of that money. But on Friday, so a lot of you guys know that I also do of counsel work for a law firm here, and for a while his business, he hadn't slowed down, he just didn't need to refer out as much work because they were settling a bunch of stuff in-house, and that's great because I was the overflow person. So I went in late last week to handle a case for him, and the client wanted to do it where we were both zooming from the same side. So I went to his office, which is totally the appropriate place to do that, rather than her coming to my office. I drove over to his office, and then we afterwards we talked about a couple cases, and he has offered me a permanent position on his team. We talked briefly about what that really meant, or what some of those things would mean. He is willing to work it around me still building KG Law and supporting me building KG Law. So I will have my name on his door. It won't be like my door is KG Law. That ain't change up. Nor will his big door, but on his door he has his lawyers listed out, and my name will start appearing on his door. That is super, super exciting. I can work part-time, I can work full-time. He's going to let me set my own hours, and I can take on as much work as I want. I will also have support staff at my disposal at his office. So that is super exciting. So like some of my office hours that I spend at my own firm are drafting those, like a default pleading or all of that stuff. I don't have to do that in his office. I just send my secretary or my paralegal a note that says, hey, I need this document. Can you throw it together? Kind of thing. So that's super, super exciting. I am also working with the criminal, my co-counsel for my criminal matter. We're just trying to set our schedules so that I can work with him some more and building up the criminal side of my firm. So I've been really busy, and it's all greatness. And then my friend Sarah, who I am handling some work for her, and in exchange, she's been helping me. Her mechanic came over, who is super sweet guy, super sweet guy. Um, we figured out what was wrong with Elmo, and we have him temporarily fixed, and he's gonna come over and do the permanent fix very soon. And it is not what I was thinking it was, but it is way not what that other guy was saying. So, yay. So I've gotten to drive Elmo. For those of you who don't understand Jeep life, I don't know how to explain it to you, but sitting in Elmo is like, I get to take a deep breath. Now, Elmo needs a good cleaning out of stuff, but whatever. The other thing that Sarah did, and honestly, the boy child helped. He worked his ass off. I did some, but Sarah noticed that my back and hips were really bothering me, and I even took extra pain meds. So my job was literally to sit and go, okay, throw out, throw out, and then sort through a couple baskets. We call the front porch, y'all, it is not even recognizable. It is insane. So my job this week is to return all the pop bottles. They are loaded in Linda. I have to buy a shelving unit. I bought some more cleaning supplies. So when Sarah comes over, she was gonna come over today and something came up and she couldn't. She feels horrible, and I'm like, please don't. So she's gonna stop by either Tuesday or Wednesday, and her and William are gonna wash all the walls. We've got a plan to fix the window situation in there, and potentially even fix some of the damp flooring so that we can lay down the tiles. And then I will have like a little summer porch. And I am, oh, you guys, like really and truly, I could take a chair out there now, and the outlet works, so I could plug in a light, and I could literally sit out on my porch and stitch. Now I would not. It's too freaking hot, and I am fat and menopausal, so that's not gonna happen. But just the fact that I could, if I wanted to, is just. So last night I went to go pick up pizzas for the kids and I to eat for dinner, and I walked back in, and the porch is clean. Okay, you gotta understand, like, the kids have just shoved stuff out there willy-nilly and on top of stuff, and, you know, we've been saving every extra screw and this and that and the other thing because everybody's like, oh my god, you don't want to throw that out just in case we need it doing another repair. I'm like, y'all, seriously? I told somebody, I said, I'm to the point where I want to get rid of about 80% of the stuff that's in this house. And they laughed at me. I think we got rid of about 95% of the stuff that was on the porch. So we went from just kind of having like this aisleway to walk through to I literally could go out there and set out a big squishy chair and an ottoman and an end table and a lamp and still have room. It's crazy. So I walked in from getting the pizzas and I just kind of stood and I just took a deep breath. And I actually had tears in my eyes. I know that sounds really cheesy. But it's such an amazing gift. And, you know, I share a lot on this channel, not just cross stitch. So if you're new here, I'm sorry. We do that. I do that. It dawned on me. For so long, I have struggled with, I need to be if my house isn't like Pinterest, I'm a failure. If my house isn't this way, and I realized, and then because I felt like a failure, I feel like I don't deserve to have a nice house. I don't deserve to have whatever, right? Because things aren't, and it's a spiral. And I've really been trying to change that tape and that voice inside my head. And I've realized I don't have to be a Pinterest mom. It's okay. Because the flip side to that is, I'm the type of friend who says, I got you, and I mean it. And I'm the type of friend who will walk through fire to save you. And I'm not the type of friend who, if you tell me you're hungry, I'm going to figure out something. It may be spaghetti, because that's what I have on my shelf. but you'll get a meal. And I'm the type of friend who will listen if you need to cry. I'm also the type of friend who will grab a pitchfork and a torch and go burn down a motherfucker if we need to. But at the end of the day, I deserve, because I'm just a human being, I deserve a place to rest my head and be calm. And I deserve to nourish my body well. My body deserves it. It's done amazing things. And I share this not to be like, oh, look what we did. Absolutely not. That's not why I'm sharing this. I'm sharing this because if you're at all like me and you've survived years of trauma and abuse, if I'm the person who says to you, and it finally resonates, you deserve to have a nice house. You deserve to use the good dishes. You're worthy of them. Use them. If that's the permission you need, consider it given. If you need the permission from somebody to say, buy the pattern and buy the fancy floss, dang it. If your budget allows it because you've already paid your electricity bill and you paid your rent and you paid your mandatory, I call it the 4 corner bills. If you paid the 4 corner bills, buy the fancy floss. Buy the fancy floss. And use it. And use it. Because it does nobody any good for you to have it and not use it. And it just to sit there. Hold, please.
You don't need a hold, I'm just...
So yeah, so consider permission granted if you need the permission from some outside source. Okay, so we have 2 courts tomorrow and stuff. I have a giveaway. I have a giveaway because I'm a goofball and I bought this twice. I know. It's bound to, I have 1 or 2 other patterns over the years that I've done it too. And the second I bought them, I was like, I think I bought those already. Yep. So, there's 3 more in this series. And it's, I think it's a post office and a mercantile, and it may be a quilt shop. They are readily available. I did look. I believe they are on 123 Stitch. I found them on Etsy. I'm going to order the other 3. But don't say the words, the buzzwords, the giveaway, prize, blah, blah, blah. Please be over 18 so I don't look like a creeper getting your address to mail these. Because, yeah. I will try to, I say this, I'm going to try and remember to pull them for next week. So, you have until Saturday to enter. So the first one is Small Town Christmas Village. It's the service station. How cute is that? It's so cute. I don't think that the gas pump globe is big enough where I could rechart it to be the Sinclair dinosaur. I don't think it is. I wish it would, but we have the Snow Coast Star. So if you would like Small Town Service Station, just write car. Car is the buzzword. C-A-R, car. The next one I have up, because again, don't ask, is the barbershop in the series. It's so cute. So use the word barber, B-A-R-B-E-R, like it's on the pattern, barber. And yes, we'll take care of that. Okay, the other haul that I have, most of it you'll see kind of pushed through. I've already started using the one piece of fabric, so when I get to that, I'll show you. But I got just cross stitched the Halloween special. There's like several dozen in here that I would love to stitch. I'm not even gonna lie. This is an amazing episode. This is an awesome magazine. Like for a couple times now, I've got them and I'm like, nah, I'm glad I have them, but I'm not chomping at the bit to stitch any. I love this pumpkin with the frog. Okay, to me it's the Jeep wave. I know it's a peace sign, but if you drive a Jeep and you know, you know. Oh, so I was saying, yeah, I got to drive Elmo again. I'm so in love with him. I'm so in love with Bougie Boy. He's gonna go get a bath tomorrow. I have court in the morning, court in the afternoon. He is gonna get a bath, and then we're gonna tattoo him up. Finally, so I'll get those off my table. Yay me, another thing out of the house. But I definitely need to stitch him because, yeah. But there are several patterns in here that I absolutely adore. And then since I was ordering from 123, I ordered, what else did I get? So I ordered the 2 pieces of fabric. So trying to get the rest of this series and the other one that I've mistakenly started to get the patterns for, because I thought I was getting them out of both. I thought they were both out of the same series. They were not. So now I have 2 out of, I think, 8. 6. 2 out of 6 out of this one. And then I still have this one. So I will slowly be collecting those. I have a lot of series that I need to just finish up grabbing. Don't ask. Don't ask. Okay. So, what have I been stitching on? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Now, I will show you this because I have not started this. I will start this probably this week. I got Weeks Dye Works, which I don't like. I really don't like stitching with Weeks Dye Works. But I ordered it because it's called for. Even if you had done the conversion to the Cosmo floss on this pattern, it's still called for grits from Weeks Dye Works. So, I got that. The thing is, it's beautiful. It's like this palest of yellow, like creamy color into whites. I do love it. Don't get me wrong. Like I love the color. I'm just not a big fan of white weeks. And then I got so I am stitching by Fig Tree Quilt Company. They have a couple cross stitch patterns, and a dear friend of mine helped design the "Twas the Night Before Christmas." Twas before Christmas. It's "Twas something." I bought the pattern. So I'm gonna stitch it on 28 count Water Lily Jobelin. It's got a slight greenish green tinge to it. And I picked up the rest of the flosses for it. So there's that. Floss toss. Oh, that's pretty good color. So that'll look pretty. So we have those. Oh, I also have started the Stitchers We Do Not Care Club. We do not care or judge if you don't have fancy project bags and you keep your projects in Ziplocs, because that's where most of us have started. If you've been stitching for a long time, that's what was available when I was a kid to stitch. So we do not care if you do not have fancy project bags. We do not care. We do not care what kind of needle you use, be it a Bowen or John James or a DMC needle. We simply do not care. We're just glad you have one. And if you don't have one, let us know. Most of us have dozens, and we will send you one. So there you go. We do not care if you don't stitch full coverage. We do not care if that's all you stitch. We do not care. We're just glad you stitch. There you go. Okay, so then I worked on Quaker flags. And I did pick up another skein of the blue, because I ran out. I actually ran out of the blue. So I am stitching this on 18 count Aida in the colorway Sky from Atomic Ranch. I love Atomic Ranch fabrics, and the colorway Sky is probably one of my favorite colors. So, of course, Linda, the camera is okay. So I finished this square, and then I was working on this when I ran out. So there is, after this one, there's, I believe, this is the bottom here. There's one square up here, and then there's a row of 3 and the row of 1 left for the blue. It is charted where you fill in the negative space in white. As of right now, I am not. I'm not. That's not to say it won't change, but for right now, we are not. We also don't care if all your project bags match. Don't. We simply do not care. We don't let that stop us. Okay. So then, again, ran out of thread while working on this one. So I did pick up those. This is the Self-Love Sampler by Birdie's Crossing. And we made it all the way down there. And this motif is almost done, as you can tell. But it's repeated on the other side. I think we're like 65-ish% done. So, and that was one of the the pieces I'm using for my Whipco call for this month, thanks to my friend Kat, who asked me to stitch on something with a cuss word on it. And that is the only stitch I have going right now that has a cuss word. Okay. I also worked on Pandemic. We are getting super close to 30%. So excited. I think I'm like at almost 29%. But we've reached the point where we've met where I had gone down before. I've actually done a couple rows here. My hope is to just finish up where this band goes down, and then I'll come back over and build this band this way, because technically this is actually on page, so this is page 6. Starting right here is actually into page, starting here over is page 7. So yeah. And I did pick up more tan because it was I was getting pretty close to being out of the tan. One more piece that I've worked on. I worked on my Autumn Sheep for What the Flock Friday. That is a hashtag that Kim, the Snitch Stitcher, uses and does. She's stitching flamingos. Sorry, my note. I must be needing to kiss a fool. She stitches flamingos. My flock is sheep right now because I'm trying to get these done because I'm sick of looking at them. So I almost have Autumn Sheep done. I have to fill in, I think they're supposed to be leaves. So I have to fill in the leaves and then finish the flag. And then he's got like a little acorn charm to stitch on there. So my hope is that by the next time I see you, Autumn Sheep will be done. Okay. So then, the other piece of fabric that I got in and flosses that I bought. I did buy the floss for Wizard of Oz too, but I have not worked on it, so unless you need to see DMC. So I picked up what is called Stormy Night Lugana in a 25 count. I tried to stitch 2/1 on 25 count. We did not like that. Not at all. Then I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and do 1/1. Then I realized, no, I bought enough fabric to stitch it over 2. So I am doing over 2/2 on 25 count and am in love with it. What did I start on it, you are asking, right? I have started Moroccan Lanterns by the Visitors. Let me pull up a picture. If you have not seen this, now Kim the Snitch Stitcher is stitching it. Julie just started it, and a couple other people have been starting it. And I have loved this since I first saw it, and then Kim started stitching it, and I've loved it even more. Kim is now over 30, almost 40%, I think, right, Kim? I'm over 1% done. I'm not quite at 2. I worked on it just yesterday, a little bit before Sarah got here, and then after at night to sort of decompress. Right now I'm only working on the black, on the 310. I figured that I have all the colors for it, so I can go in and do the colors later. But I figure if I get all the lanterns stitched, that would be fantastic. Be nice if I held it up correctly. Yes. So that's where I'm at. So this is that little green lantern that's kind of in the middle. I started in the middle only because the first lantern, you can't tell it on this screen here, but it's got the chain here. Well, there you go, you can see it now. It's got the chain here, and I just didn't want to have to worry about counting the right distance over and that for the margin. So for me, it was easier to do a center start, which means that this is this green lantern here is the one that I am working mostly on. I have touched a bit of this blue one and a bit of the orange one, but I love this piece. Love it. And have really enjoyed working on it. So for Whip Go, I have the one piece. I still have to finish up last month working on Jacques the Lantern. I have thrown a couple stitches in him. Not enough to bother to show you, but hopefully that's another one I need to finish my stitches. I think the 500 stitches will actually give him a pumpkin head, the whole head. I have worked on the Damn I'm Beautiful for over 500 stitches, so that's done for this month. And then Jessica is my other person who picked, and her projects were to clean the front porch. Holy cow, nailed that, Jessica. Thank you very much for that. And then my stitch piece that she would like me to work on is Jeep Van Gogh. So I'm super excited because I haven't worked on Jeep Van Gogh in a while, and I love that piece, but it's the one that always gets kind of pushed aside because there's no, it's strictly a me piece. It's strictly for me. Moroccan lanterns may be given as a gift. Lady Justice, while she's for me, she's going to hang in my office. So it's not necessarily just for me. It's kind of like a work piece, if that makes sense, because she's going to go on the wall with like my bar certificates and stuff. So and then I have projects for the kids, and like the sheeps go to Kevin, and this goes to that person and stuff like that. So it's also supposed to, I'm also going to try and do the abandoned Sal. I think I'm going to pick up There's No Planet B. by Clouds Factory and work on that. I think that's the style I'm going to pick up. For a while there, I was thinking I would pick up the Matryoshka doll style. I think that There Is No Planet B is probably going to be easier on my brain, and it's in Pattern Keeper, and we all know if I can get a pattern on Pattern Keeper and work on it, that is far better option than a paper pattern right now. So yeah. So that's about it. Lots of court hearings coming up, lots of trials, lots of this and that and the other thing. Nola and I went through every case today, or most, I don't want to say we went through every case, we went through most cases today, kind of figured out where we are, like what needs to be done on each case. And if we're at a point where I'm going to either like get payment or they either need to pay or I'm going to file a withdrawal kind of thing. So that was really interesting, and it's always good to do that. I feel like yeah. Sarah and William have decided that after the front porch is all cleaned and set up kind of thing and basically finished, the next room they're going to handle in the house is the kitchen. So that'll be exciting. So yeah. I don't know. So that's really about it. It's all goodness. It's all goodness. It's all forward progress. It's all amazing stuff. I do need to buy some frames. I do realize that. I realize I have yet to frame Rosie. And Rosie has been pinned for forever. And I need to get her down to him. And, what else? Did I work on my little... I did work a little bit on my diamond painting, some more. Kim had a really good idea. I have not been able to execute it. But what she said is to do almost like a little grid of washi tape on top of this plastic stuff. And then I could take my scissors and cut each chunk rather than having to... So that it would make like taking up the plastic in more workable chunks, which may be beneficial. I don't put a deadline on my diamond painting because I work on it when I want. I will say that the nicer stylus that I got gifted from Kim has been amazing. Way better than the straw things that they send you with the kit. And having all them in this little doodad has been much nicer as well. So yes. Have I ordered stuff from Market? Yes. Yes, I have. For sure, I have ordered and paid for already Quilted Tiny Town and the frill. Yes, Quilted Tiny Town. There's a couple others I want. So yeah. My blood pressure, I've been checking it every day. We've had a few weird spikes, but for the most part, been down in the normal range. Right where he kind of wanted them. I started using a product called FODzyme tonight with dinner that's supposed to help with digestion and all of the high FODMAP foods, like fructans, lactose, and a couple other that are high triggers. So we'll see how that goes. I have my 10mm socket. I have 110mm sockets for Show and Shine, which is a Jeep event to give away. So yeah, I have one more giveaway before we say goodbye. Because again, I'm clearing clutter, and I have 2 of these. If you would like the 2025 Nashville Needleworks Marketplace Cookbook, which is actually fantastic, not only does it have recipes that some of them sound very, very yummy. The people who have recipes have also given us quilt patterns. Not quilt patterns. Not quilt patterns. They are not quilt patterns. They are stitching patterns. I mean, I suppose in some weird way, I guess you could turn them into quilt patterns. I have no desire to do that, but you could, and I would totally cheer you on all the way if that's what you want to do. So if you would like the cookbook, use the word recipe. Recipe. R-E-C-I-P-E, recipe. And I will mail that to you. Because again, we are getting stuff out. So stay tuned, because I have some other stuff to pull out of my behind and give away. And I have no qualms about giving away stuff anymore. Nope, we don't. So, that's 3 giveaways. That's amazing for me. And then I will pop them in the mail. I already have envelopes for all of them, which is even more amazing. I know. And hopefully tomorrow I'm going to stop at the post office and I'm going to buy stamps. So I will even have the stamps to just pop them in the mail next week. Even better. I know. It's amazing. I'm getting on my ball. I am going to go buy a piece of pegboard to hang I have my floss on floss drops, and Bella's put most of them in order. So I'm going to group them in, like, my DMCs, probably in sets of 100 on rings, and then just put them on the pegs. I am still missing 4 flosses, but then I realized for Wizard of Oz I bought the étoile, and we all know that 1/1 on the whatever the heck count I'm doing, metallics don't work. So now I gotta go figure out. I gotta drop the E's. That's essentially what it is. So if it's E 310 and you drop the E, it's just 310. So it's étoile black 10, étoile black, or regular black. So I've got to go pull the pink and like that. I've got to go pull those so that I can write down which of the regular flosses I need. So yeah. So with that, I'm gonna let you go. So remember, you are smart, and you are beautiful. You are strong, and you are loved. You are needed, and you are wanted, and mostly, you matter. So with that, feel free to reach out to me at His Princess Kelly on Instagram, and I will get back to you when I can, or drop me a message down below, and we'll go from there. So with that, sending all my love. Bye, guys.